In this video, we are going to learn about specific tips to manage difficult emotions like anger and frustration. The popular belief is that anger management is about learning to suppress your anger, but never expressing anger is not a healthy practice. The fundamental goal of anger management isn't to stop feelings of anger, but rather to understand the trigger behind it. That way, you can address the root cause of anger, and it will be best if you learn to express it healthily without losing control or causing harm. Like any skill, learning the art of anger management takes work. As you practice this skill in early recovery, it will get easier, and the more you practice, the easier it will get. Tip 1. Explore what's the trigger behind your anger. If you look back, you may realise that you have often gotten into an argument over something silly. Big fights often happen over minor issues, like a dish left out or being a few minutes late. If you look deeper, you'll discover that there's a bigger issue behind it. Maybe your anger masks inner feelings, such as embarrassment, insecurity, hurt, shame, or guilt. If your knee-jerk response in a situation is anger, your temper is probably an attempt at covering up your unresolved feelings. This is especially likely if you grew up in a family where expressing feelings was strongly discouraged. As an adult, you may have had a hard time acknowledging and expressing emotions other than anger. Anger can also mask anxiety. When you perceive a threat, either real or imagined, your body activates the fight or flight response. In the flight response, it may come out as an angry outburst or aggressive behaviour. To modify your response, you need to find out what's causing you to feel anxious or scared. Anger problems can also stem from what you saw and learned as a child. If you watched others in your family scream, hit each other, or throw things, you might believe this is how anger is supposed to be expressed. Anger may even be a symptom of another underlying mental health problem, such as depression, trauma, or anxiety. Tip 2. Be aware of your anger warning signs. Look back at times when you exploded in anger. You'll observe that there are, in fact, physical warning signs in your body. Becoming aware of your symptoms that your temper is starting to rise will help you to take steps to manage your anger before it gets out of control. Check if any of these warning signs happen to you. Do you clench your hands or jaw? Do you feel knots in your stomach? Do you feel clammy, sweaty, or flushed? Do you start breathing faster? Do you experience headaches? Do you begin pacing or need to walk around? Do you have trouble concentrating? Tip 3. Identify your triggers. Stressful events don't excuse anger, but understanding how these events affect you can help you take control of your environment and avoid unnecessary aggravation. Look at your routine and try to identify activities, times of day, people, places or situations that trigger irritable or angry feelings. Maybe you get into a fight every time you go out with a particular group of friends. Or perhaps the traffic on your daily commute drives you crazy. When you identify your triggers, think about avoiding them or viewing the situations differently so they don't make your blood boil. Tip 4. Learn ways to cool down quickly. Once you begin to recognize the warning signs that your temper is rising and predict your triggers, you can act quickly to deal with your anger before it spins out of control. Here are some techniques that work. Take some deep breaths. Deep, slow breathing helps in alleviating rising tension. Breathe deeply from your abdomen, getting as much air as possible into your lungs. Get moving. A brisk, short walk is a great idea. Physical activity releases pent-up energy so you can revisit the situation with a cooler head. Give yourself a reality check. When you start getting upset about something, take a moment to think about the situation. Ask yourself, how important is it in the grand scheme of things? Is it worth getting angry about it? Is it worth ruining the rest of my day? Is my response appropriate to the situation? Is there anything I can do about it? Is taking action worth my time? Tip 5. Find healthier ways to express your anger. Suppose you've decided that the situation warrants you to get angry and something you can do to make it better. It is essential to express your feelings in a healthy, non-aggressive way. Try and positively resolve the conflict. It will only strengthen your relationship rather than damage it. Always prioritize your relationship. Maintaining and strengthening a relationship is more important than winning an argument. Respect the other person's viewpoint. Focus on the present. Don't recall past grievances and use them to spoil the ongoing debate. Try and resolve the present problem instead of building a case. Be willing to forgive. You cannot resolve conflicts if you're unwilling or unable to forgive. Resist the urge to punish. It will only add more stress, which is not healthy for recovering persons. In recovery, letting go is an essential tool. Know when to let something go. If you can't agree, agree to disagree. Tip 6. Self-care. Taking care of your overall mental and physical well-being can help you stay calm. Manage stress. If you are frequently stressed, you will find it more challenging to control your anger. Try practicing relaxation techniques such as mindfulness meditation, yoga, progressive muscle relaxation, or deep breathing. You'll feel calmer and more in control of your emotions. Talk to someone you trust. Nothing eases stress more effectively than chatting face to face with a friend or loved one. For recovering persons, talking with a fellow member, sponsor or therapist eases the mind. You may not get all the answers you are seeking, but you'll be in a better frame of mind and less likely to flare up. Get adequate sleep. Lack of sleep can aggravate negative thoughts and make you feel agitated and short-tempered. 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep daily is good for your well-being. Exercise regularly. At least 30 minutes of physical activity helps you burn off tension and ease stress. After a workout, you feel more relaxed throughout the day. Tip 7. Use humour to relieve tension. When a situation gets tense, humour and playfulness can help to lighten the mood, smooth over differences, reframe problems, and keep things in perspective. When you feel yourself getting angry in a situation, try using a little light-hearted humour. It also enables you to get your point across without getting the other person's defences up or hurting their feelings. Keep in mind that you laugh with the other person, not at them. Avoid sarcasm. You can also laugh at yourself using self-deprecating humour. Everybody loves people who can gently poke fun at their failings. After all, we're all flawed and we all make mistakes. Finally, tip 8. Recognise if you need professional help. If your anger is still spiralling out of control, despite putting these previous anger management techniques into practice, you may need more help. Talk to a therapist about your anger issues. The professional may help you to explore the reasons behind your anger and process those hidden triggers. The therapist may also refer you to group therapy or anger management classes.